nothing but respect for Carmelo Anthony. I consider Carmelo Anthony one of the top offensive players of the modern day era. He is simply that prolific. 6'8", legitimate 240 to 250, can post you up, can pull up from the three, can take you off the dribble, got a mid-range game. He can score from anywhere. He can hit free throws. To me, he's one of the top 5 offensive players of the modern day era with ease. I say that. The problem is that a lot of times people looked at his defense or lack thereof. They questioned his effort, et cetera, et cetera. They said that he wasn't LeBron, and I think that's the only knock against him is that he's not LeBron. But I think some of it did have to do with his conditioning. He could go on the court and give you 35 to 40 minutes a night, but at the same time, you just had this look about him that it was all based off a natural, raw ability, as opposed to putting in the work from a conditioning perspective. I have no doubt that he's worked on his game because we see how great his game is. And we know that he can play in the clutch and he can do a lot of different things. But to me, when you are a professional athlete, particularly that of an elite variety, you've got to do everything that you can to be in the best possible condition imaginable, because everybody is bringing their heart, body, and soul in your direction because they know that's what it's going to take someone of your greatness down. And I think to see Carmelo Anthony trimmed down like this for the first time in all the years that I've known him, it's a credit to Derek Fisher, who, by the way, is 40 and in phenomenal shape, to Phil Jackson, the Zen master himself, and, of course, to Carmelo himself, recognizing that this is a new era, a new day. You are the man in New York City officially on another level, and everybody is coming. But you got to be going after some people, too, because a title has eluded you throughout your career. This is Carmelo Anthony, as far as I'm concerned, sending a message that he's very serious, that he has no intention of just taking the money and running. He's going to live up to the expectations that come along with that money.
I've met Carmelo a couple of times when he was in Denver, and I thought he had a little baby weight on him. I didn't think he was as tight as he could be. But, Stephen, I don't think that was the problem with him last year. I think he played the most minutes in the NBA.
Yeah, not last year.
He doesn't have any help.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't play with all-stars. I mean, LeBron last year played with 3 all-stars.
Yes.
I mean, guys on other teams, Kevin Durant, he has an all-star beside him. James Harden has an all-star beside him. Carmelo, it bothers me that Carmelo, everybody says, nobody really plays defense. Kevin Durant doesn't try and lock people down because that's not his expertise.
LeBron plays defense.
He didn't play defense this year.
LeBron?
No, he didn't.
He took some nights off.
Yes, he did.
Right.
And a lot of that had to do with his conditioning because when you go from the Olympics to the NBA Finals to finals again,
got
getting
married, went on a honeymoon.
That leaves very little time for you to get in tip-top shape. But I do believe, and I tell athletes this all the time, as you get older, you should drop some weight to take pressure off your joints night in and night out. So I think this is going to help Carmelo. But Carmelo, until he wins a championship, is just like LeBron. He's never going to get the credit he deserves until he hoists the trophy. And that's, be it fair or unfair, he just happens to be playing in the era with LeBron James. And so he's really, even if he wins the title, Stephen A., Skip, he's not going to get the credit because you got that big guy that moved from Miami back to Cleveland.
I'm with both of you on this one, and I'm especially with you. This is really a great sign for Knicks fans. And I think it probably hit Carmelo pretty hard when he hit 30. That's always that age for a guy when you wake up and say, wait a minute, it's the first time you even think about your NBA mortality, right? Your NBA mortality, not your life mortality, but you're
closer
God,
to
this
the end than the beginning.
This is going to end at some point.
Right.
And it's a great sign he's not going to rest on his laurels after he got that contract that he got. It's a great sign he's not going to just be collecting huge checks. I know he took a little bit less in the end, a little bit less.
He took $7 million less?
$7 million less off
Out of 120, I mean.
Yeah, okay, but still, whatever. But it's virtually a max deal, and he's not going to just collect those checks. And yet, you know this. Now, your sport was different than his sport, but listen, Carmelo's strength is his strength. He is a bull down low. Kobe always talks about toughest cover that he's had, because he's just so naturally strong in the low post.
With a soft touch.
With a soft touch. He's got all kinds of skill, and you can't, He just bodies you one time, and you get knocked back, even if you got strength to you. Right. So you got to develop, as you know, lean strength. You got to stay in the weight room. Mm-hmm. You can't just get lean and weaker. You just to lose the weight. You got to keep doing your weight work and stay strong and lean, and that means you're going to last longer and play at a higher level. So I love what he's doing. I love what Dwyane Wade is doing. It's like there's an epidemic now in the NBA among the stars, which is fine, because Dwyane had to take some pressure off his knees.
Yes.
I'm still not so sure about LeBron. I'm not sure about the skinny LeBron, because I don't know what the message there is. Well, does he want to do less dirty work, less posting, less rebounding? Does he want to play more two-guard than small forward?
Well, to answer that question directly, LeBron's people tells me that he's stronger and that this is for the long haul, and they feel good about where he's at. Me personally, LeBron is not Melo. LeBron is the best player in the world.
No question.
But he is not a better scorer than Carmelo Anthony.
Agree.
Carmelo Anthony is a better scorer. He is an offensive juggernaut. And what I love about what I'm seeing from Carmelo here, I've known Carmelo Anthony for more than a decade. He's one of the best people that I know in professional sports. Truly gets a bad rap. People act like he don't care. He's a good brother, man. You know, he really is. And he's the kind of guy that does care. He wants his money, please don't get me wrong, but it's not like he likes losing. And it's not like he don't care. And I think the thing about it is that now that you're seeing all of these guys doing different things, Phil Jackson, to me, is a key here. And I got to take a moment to give Phil Jackson some major props here. And here's why. It's one thing to get Carmelo to sign, but it's clear, even though Melo deserves most of the credit, that Phil has something to do with getting him to buy in. Mm-hmm. Not just sign a contract on a dotted line, but he's like, lead this to me. I'm going to get some pieces around you.